somebody to get on your level. Waiting on that one that could just switch up the flow. Party every weekend, but still like
Fly guy, tell him.
down. Here I am. Here I am.
Here we be. Here we are. It's just you and me.
Check. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your man Simeon, Mr. Chicago, and I am with the one and only the Fly Guy. And it's going down. Man, let me tell you something, Fly Guy. It's been things have been slow in the world of entertainment, man, but we still been kicking it. We still been moving. And I just want to let everybody know that I got a new movie out. It's on Tubi. It's called Win for Losing. And also in the month of May, we got Tyrant Part 2 coming out. So we are about to hit the summer blazing, and then we're going to be working on the series. So it's going to be super dope. So y'all better get ready because it's going down. Me and Fly Guy got a bunch of appearances coming up. We just trying to do some good in the hood, working with the kids and, making them feel good and letting them know that they can be all they can be and that they can be symbolic. Because when you're symbolic, you're what, Fly Guy? Simply your best.
Being deeply rooted.
It stimulates growth. What's up, everybody? We always forget to do this. I got to say what's up to everybody on TikTok, everybody live on TikTok. Last week we had 1.7 thousand people come on YouTube. We have people coming in, IntellectualRadio.com, Earl the Other Winfrey, and our number one executive producer, Wanda B. in the building.
First lady
Wanda, you got a talk show too, don't
Radio.
you? You still do your show? She said, I don't do it often, but when I do, I gets down. Sundays at 2 p.m. And you're watching us. It is Tuesday night, Taco Tuesday. And Fly Guy, how you feeling, man? You looking real blue and Smurfish, brother. Or should I say Sigma and be symbolic-ish?
I'm great, man. I'm royalty. That's why I'm wearing this royal blue,
up,
brother.
Man, it's going down, man. So, hey, man, let's get into the show. We got a good show lined up for you guys today. We're always giving you real talk, things that you can chew on and get some knowledge and get some sustenance. You need to know what's going on in the world.
Chew the fat, baby.
And we need to and have a little fun while we're doing it too, So what's up to everybody tuning in? How you guys doing? Love you guys. Continue to support. And you can call in at 708-223-8953. Give us your input, give us your feedback, and the things that you want to know about. Tell us. And Fly Guy, I want to mention it now and later. April 11th through the 13th, the She Owns It, She Biz Women's Workshop, brought to you by Christy Love. It's next Friday through Saturday, and your boy Fly Guy and Simbo will be in the building presenting on She Speaks, the power of your voice. I can't wait to do this workshop.
I think that's amazing that she's been doing this and
4 years.
4 years, and it's constantly growing.
Yes.
It's going to be at Malcolm X College. What better place to have it?
Yes.
It's the empowerment.
Newly renovated Malcolm X.
Exactly. And it's the empowerment, the empowerment that she brings, the voices behind it, the network behind it, the who's in the room.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity for everybody. When you have a seat at the table, it's enough room for everybody to eat.
Come on.
And I'm going to tell you, if they don't invite you to the table where you can pull up a chair, bring your own chair and make your own space so that you can have a seat at the table. It's enough room for everybody to have a slice of the pie. So, Simbo, going on, brother, in the world today, you know how it is in U.S. politics.
Oh, my God.
So
I knew we were going to talk about politics today at some point.
Politics is the news, brother, and we are real talk, keeping it current and relevant. You know the twins are in my back pocket every week. None other than my girl, Jasmine Crockett.
Okay.
Snaps once more by calling Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, Hot Wheels.
Now, Fly Guy, I'm gonna give you my opinion on this.
Fly Guy have not said a word.
All I
did
I'm gonna give
was
you my
introduce my sister
Jasmine
Crockett.
I love you, but you shouldn't be talking about the man's disability.
Well,
hit him when it comes to the politics and what he's not doing, what he's not saying. But he doesn't have the ability to change that.
So what Jasmine Crockett is talking about now,
I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't agree with talking about handicapped or people that are disabled.
That's all I'm
But
talking about.
here's where it's a two-edged sword. When Trump did it and mocked people that have disabilities, nobody came after him.
Yeah.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
I'm not
Exactly.
justifying what Jasmine said.
Right.
But why is it when one of us do what one of them have done, then they want to incarcerate us?
You
They want
know
to hang
why?
us.
Do I
No,
have to
it don't.
show you?
It don't matter.
I know it
That
don't
doesn't
matter.
make it right. The
You're right.
point that I'm making is not only is the man in the Oval Office one that has done that on many occasions, he's done that on several occasions. And then he's also dehumanized a whole race of people. He said black and brown people came from S-hole countries. He wants the migrants out. Said they ain't nothing but, well, he said black people specifically came from S-hole countries.
Yeah.
That's what he said specifically. But then he also wants the migrants out. He said they were all rapists, they were all thieves, they were all in up to no good.
Yeah, he did.
They're less than human, less than children of God. So Jasmine Crockett, here's what she said. Jasmine Crockett was one of the speakers at the Human Rights Campaign in Los Angeles on Saturday, March 22nd. She was one of the speakers at the dinner. When Crockett came to the stage, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett stated, "Y'all pray for me because who knows what I'm going to end up saying." At the beginning of her speech, she stated this. The Congresswoman went on to talk about the support from the Human Rights Campaign for legislative efforts and the push from Democrats despite resistance from Republicans. "We in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we have Governor Hot Wheels down there," Crockett said. "The only thing hot about him is that he's a hot a mess." Governor Abbott has been in a wheelchair since 1984, for anyone that does not know that. Now, after Jasmine Crockett said that, she got a lot of backlash. And here's her response to the criticism. "I was not thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he used to transfer migrants," which is what I just said Donald Trump has done. So all of those are birds of a feather. They flock together to communities by black mayors and ran by black mayors and stoked tensions that fear among the most vulnerable. She said, the next line I said was that he was a hot a mess, referencing his terrible politics. Never did I reference his condition. So now I am even more appalled that the people that unequivocally support Trump, who is known for racially insensitive nicknames and mocking the uniquely abled, she didn't say disabled, she said uniquely abled, are outraged. Keep this energy up for all people, not just your political adversaries. Exactly. Exhaust that energy into everything. If you're going to say something to her, say something to him. That's the point I just said. Finally, this is yet another distraction. Instead of obsessing and hanging on my every word, maybe look at the political foes that should focus on the work of the people that elected us to better their lives. That's her response to the criticism.
Now that's good. She's explaining herself. It's just that when you're in the heat of the moment and you're in that realm around all those people and it comes out like that, people always it's an aha moment or whoa.
Well, people like to take a soundbite and convert it into something
course.
that I'm very familiar and aware of that. That people will take a soundbite and convert it into what they need it to be, so that, in her words, can become a hot a mess.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate. But Jasmine Crockett lets them have it. I respect her confidence. I respect her courage. Strong black woman that believes in speaking truth to power. She stands on her principles. She dances to the beat of Jasmine's drum. She is not swayed or moved by anyone or anything other than the thoughts of Jasmine. And so kudos, sister. Continue to speak and live out loud. I appreciate it.
I was like, what did she just say?
I appreciate her. I appreciate her.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where you ever, Wanda, Fly Guy, you guys ever seen RuPaul's show? You ever seen RuPaul's show?
We seen it.
And he talked about and this is just an example. It's a really good show, and he talked about how when the queens get together and they signify and talk about each other and everything,
right?
And it's all in fun. But one thing they never do is they never make fun of something that a person can't change.
Exactly.
You know, so and that's what I was saying about the Hot Wheels comment. That's a thing he can't change. He's handicapped. So, but and that's and I understand what she meant. She broke it down and told us what she was saying. But I'm just saying, in the world of politics, you have to be so careful of how you move and how you speak and the things you say, because people will take a sound bite and they will twist it out of proportion and try to make you look bad, especially coming from us.
And she also got backlash because she said all she wanted for her birthday was to see Elon Musk taken down. And now what are they doing? Bombing Tesla. They're bombing Tesla dealerships.
Yes.
People are turning in their Tesla cars. But what has Elon Musk done? He's fired all of all of the Americans. He's fired federal workers. He's fired people and taking money out of household. He's dismantling DEI for people that have children with autism and people that need jobs.
Yes.
That where companies were giving people, as Jasmine said, that are uniquely able, they were giving them opportunities. And now out of fear and shame, these people are dismantling those opportunities. It's a sad time in America.
It is. It's just
a very sad time in America. Now, this man is a Canadian. He's not an elected officer. He's not an elected official. He's not in any way the vice president.
He in the White House running stuff.
But he's not elected.
I know.
He's not elected. So what he's doing is not official.
But how is he? But how is it that he gets to sit in the Oval Office?
White privilege.
And make
white privilege. White privilege.
Make demands.
White privilege.
Make decisions.
Could me and you have sat with Obama and made these decisions?
Negative.
Could I have worked with Michelle Obama and made these appointments?
Negative.
Could Michelle Obama
drag Joe Black right up out of there?
Look. So what did I say? White privilege.
Black and all.
White privilege.
Yeah.
White privilege. White privilege. So as we talk about autism, this is the month of April.
Yes.
April Fool, Simeon.
What
you do today, brother?
I didn't do nothing.
It's April Fool. You didn't fool nobody.
I did not.
April
I did.
Fool.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did fool somebody. I fooled my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew, my niece, and
that's a lot of people.
Yes. I said to Wanda.
Why? You didn't fool nobody, but you just named 5 people.
I just forgot I did. You know what I did? You know how everybody that got an iPhone can get Apple Pay, right? I sent a text saying that I was sending them $100, right? So they see it on their phone. You just received $100. And then as you go down, it says, fool, I wasn't sending you no $100. You crazy. My sister laughed. My niece didn't think it was too funny though. She's like, Uncle Simeon. I was like, so yes, I did. April Fool somebody. I started to send it to Fly Guy, but you know, I didn't want to play that trick on him because I might need to borrow $100.
Lunch money.
So yeah, I did. What did you do?
I didn't fool nobody. I couldn't think of anything clever. I wanted to do something that
I was waiting
because
I thought you were gonna get me.
I was trying to come up with something. I was busy earlier today, so I couldn't allow all my distractions to be on April Fool's jokes. But I definitely was trying to come up with something. But it's still the month of April, and I can come up with something at the least expected.
Fly Guy told me he was going to trick me last week, so I was looking for it, and of course, it never happened. So. Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
April Fool.
But by tax day, you ain't gonna be looking for it. You're gonna be looking for your what? Refund.
Man, look, I ain't getting no money back this year.
Oh my God. Remember, April 15th is tax day.
You getting money back?
It's in 14 days, y'all. I'm assuming I'm getting money back.
Loan me $5. You can't tell black people you getting money.
I can loan you $5. I got that now. Okay. I gotta wait for the refund.
Right. I'm just happy that I'm not going to be owing the IRS.
That's good.
People, I don't know why people wait until the very, very last day to do it. I don't know why y'all do that.
Because you think you like owe.
You know, but still, it doesn't matter though. Whether you owe or not, you're going to still owe whether you do it 3 weeks before or you do it the day before.
It just delays the payment. It just delays the payment.
Oh
Exactly.
my
So
goodness.
make sure you all, if you have not filed your taxes, make sure you go to
Yes.
H&R Block or see your CPA,
You can
whatever
do it
you got.
yourself.
You might want to do it yourself if you're talented like that.
Yeah.
But make sure you get it in because you don't want to miss out on
Oh,
that. And if you have a retirement account and you are over 71 and a half, make sure you do your required minimum distribution. If you have a retirement savings account with Fidelity or Merrill Lynch or wherever, if your grandma, if your mom, whoever, if you're caring for an elder and they have a retirement account, because if you miss taking your required minimum distribution, which is an RMD that has to be satisfied every year by the end of the year, make sure you do it. Because if you miss it, the IRS penalizes you 50%
they're gonna
of
get you.
what you would have taken out.
They're gonna get
So
you.
this is April, and like I said, Sim, this is Autism Awareness Month, which autism impacts a lot of African American children. We know we had Deborah Vines on from the Answer Inc. Deborah was a CNN nominated hero. She runs an autism program, which is profound.
Yes.
She teaches young people with autism how to work and how to function in society, which is once again why DEI is so necessary. Your Fly Guy has done work with Autism Speaks. I've worked the red carpet for them for their Oscar Gala. I've done a number of things with Autism Speaks. I've done the walk for several years, raising money for awareness about autism. Children that are autistic, or they have Asperger's and on the spectrum, they're really smart
Very
young
smart
people.
kids.
They're
Very
very
smart
smart
kids.
kids. April is also Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Yes.
Now, if you know of an unfortunate situation where a child may be neglected, a child may be abused, if you see something, say something. You can call anonymously. The child abuse hotline number is 1-800-252-2873. Once again, the DCFS child abuse hotline number is 1-800-252-2873. Please let them hear from you. Speak up and speak out for an innocent child. If you can be of help to someone, help God's children.
Now we're going to talk about something that I've been waiting to talk about. I know you guys have heard it. You've probably seen the video. You guys, all my church goers, you know, we know how this could be. But this, my man Marvin Sapp, he was wilding out. And all I got to say is never would have made it.
You wrong.
So Marvin Sapp, and I don't think Fly Guy that he really meant it in a bad way, but the way he said it and the way it came off, it just wasn't. It wasn't too cool. The man told him, he said, we need to come up with $40,000. We need $40,000. We got 1,000 people in the sanctuary, and we got 1,000 people watching, and I need everybody to give $20. And all the people in the pulpit, y'all got to give $100. So that's more than 40,000 if they give 100, right?
Well, it is, but you should never put a price point on an offering.
Exactly. So, but here's the thing. This is the thing that even if he asks for this money, right? Okay. But then for him to say, lock the doors, lock the doors. I said, lock the doors. And you know, his ushers was looking at him like, you about to get somebody.
Well, wasn't at his church? Wasn't this
it
at
was
a
at
convention?
No, that was at his church.
I thought it was at a Pentecostal convention.
No, that was his church.
Okay. I thought it was a Pentecostal convention. But I mean,
they probably had the Pentecostal convention at his church. But that
right,
was at his church.
It says it was at the 109th Pentecostal Assemblies for the World Convention in Baltimore, Maryland.
Ain't this where his church is?
I'm not sure where his church is,
well,
but I thought it was
church.
a convention. But regardless as to where it was,
hey,
it occurred and it did rub people the wrong way. The only issue I have with it, Sim, is people talking about that's why I don't go to church. Well, here's the deal. If you didn't go to church then, you wasn't going before then. So what difference does it make?
Yeah.
The fact that Marvin Sapp did that wasn't converting you. It wasn't making you leave Bedside Baptist and go to the brick and mortar church. So to say that's why I didn't go to church, well, what would make you go to church? Let's ask that question. What would make you go to church? First of all, if you're going to church, you go to church for a relationship with God. You
True.
don't go to church for the pastor. You don't go to church because you got a crush on the sister on the pew in front of you or the woman that's leading solos in the choir. You don't go to church for any of those reasons. You don't even, I don't think personally you should go to church looking for a wife or a husband.
No, that's
I
not why
think
you
you
go to
go to church to enhance your relationship with God.
Yes.
That's the point of going to church. And
Sit in
part
those
of going
roses.
to church is so that you can assemble with other believers.
Yes.
So that the Bible says how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. That's so that the reason why we go to church.
Right.
So that we can, the saints of God can assemble together. So if the pastor, if the deacon, if the usher, if anybody in human flesh that's man-made gets up and says something that is distracting or disturbing, don't hold that against the church. That's something that individual did, because we all have faults. We're all a work under construction and a work in progress. So that's the only issue I have with it. People went ballistic talking about that's why I don't go to church. Well, why would you? Find the reason that you should go.
Because people always find an excuse. Hey, everybody on live, thank you guys for tuning in. My friend Susie Brock, all the people on
on all social media platforms.
Social media platforms. Do me a favor. I need you guys on live on TikTok. I need you guys to send some roses, okay? I need you guys to send some roses. I need you guys to support. I need you guys to support, like, share, because we are trying. No, what we're doing is necessary. What we're doing is needed. We want people to tune in. We want people to get involved, get engaged, because these are the conversations that we need to have. So I need you guys to hit the flash. I need you guys to send roses. I need you guys to send gifts. I need you guys to be involved, because our goal is to take this to a huge audience, to take it nationwide. We have people watching from everywhere, and Fly Guy and I, we put
to be more global,
to be global, to make an impact, to help change the narrative, and to help give some inspiration to people as they're going through things, while we're dealing with entertainment, while we're dealing with current events, current issues, whether it's political, entertainment, musical, acting, whatever it is. We want you to be involved. So we need you guys to please get involved. Send those gifts, send those roses. I need you guys to do that. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And let's keep going, Fly Guy. But I think, let me tell you this though. I like the fact that there was a lot of pastors that made light of the situation in their churches. You know, and I think that's cool, because I don't think that, from what he said, he had an interview with Ricky Smiley. I don't think there was any ill intent in what he was doing and what he was saying, but he was putting a demand on the people of God. But I don't know what the money was for. Did he ever say what the money was for?
I never heard what the money was for.
Said what the money was
never heard what the money was for.
That's another issue that people could probably have. Why are you trying to raise $40,000?
You don't put a price point on people giving, because whether
you don't know what they got.
Right. And then people that can't give feel slighted.
Yes.
So $20 might be a lot to the single mother there with 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
Because that $20, she could have needed that to feed her children. We don't know that. So you ask people to give out of the generosity of their heart, because you're supposed to be a cheerful giver. The Bible says give cheerfully. And you don't give grudgingly.
And so
when it's forced like that, it changes the climate in the atmosphere of people going into their pockets to give.
And I'm gonna tell you like this, Fly Guy, real talk, Fly Guy, you know me very well. If I'm trying to walk out that door and somebody try to stop me and tell me I got to give money, what you think I'm going to do, Fly Guy?
Belligerent.
I'm going to say, man, you better get out the way. It's either, is that $20
belligerent
in
the church?
Right eye?
Belligerent in the church. Somebody take him to the baptismal pool. Somebody take him to the baptismal pool. Put some Alka-Seltzers in his pocket. When he go down, they start fizzing, and just say you baptized the hell out of him.
They're going to be like, how did the usher end up in the baptism pool?
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
One of our shows here at Intellectual Radio said that the people who are questioning this don't understand how church operates, that it's a safety measure to lock the doors because somebody may break in as they're collecting money.
Stop playing. Stop
true?
playing.
That's
No,
not true.
That is
so
not true.
I will say a
What?
protocol
No
in the church when the offering is going on during that part of the worship service. Most churches ask people not to walk. They do not lock the doors.
No.
But they do ask people not to walk because the ushers are moving or the deacons are moving or the trustees are moving. And that just helps them focus on what's going on with the collection process. But to lock the doors is not a protocol when offering is being taken.
And I've been going to church for a long time, Wanda. A long time. My great-grandfather was a preacher, Hobson Jackson. My grandfather, Reverend Jackson. My grandfather, Reverend Henderson. My uncles, what we do is ministry. I've been in church a long time. I have never once in my life heard a pastor at my church or any visiting church say lock the doors when it was time to give offering. Never once. Never.
No, it's not a protocol.
Never.
It's not a protocol. It, for whatever reason, it was something that he thought to do. But I'm not going to beat up on Pastor Sapp.
I'm not beating up on.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying for me, I'm not going to, because we all make mistakes.
Yes.
But what's important is that we learn from it.
I want to know why he was collecting $40,000 because there seemed to be a sense of urgency. Is he behind on his bills? We know he just did a secular song.
I don't know anything about his bills because
no.
Once that wasn't wasn't that the Real Talk letter last week, Wanda? When the woman said, "I know he got good credit," I did.
Wanda, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You done your homework,
Wanda. Marvin Sapp has done gospel music forever. Then he did an R&B.
I didn't know
EP.
he did an R&B.
Yes,
EP.
he did an R&B.
I'm
it's
not
called
saying
If
he
I
didn't
Were
do it.
an
I'm
R&B
just
singer. I'm just talking. Let me finish.
I'm not aware of it.
But I'm telling you now.
Well, you're getting all defensive about it.
No, I ain't getting defensive.
He up for a Grammy.
No, he definitely ain't up for a Grammy. I'm just trying to tell you because you said you didn't know. He did an EP, If I Was an R&B Singer. So what I'm saying, I think he did it for the money.
The
R&B EP. I think he did it.
Well, he made nice music and nice money making gospel music too.
But what I'm saying is, it's been kind of slow. You ain't heard a lot.
Marvin Sapp, I don't believe.
Heard a lot from
I don't know what's in his bank account, but I don't think
not
Marvin Sapp is starving.
I'm not saying that.
I don't think Marvin Sapp is hungry.
Yeah.
I think needs a new roof.
Huh?
They need a new roof.
Then you get a building fund.
But he should have said that. He should have said we need to get some things around the church. Oh, and Marvin Sapp's church is in Fort Worth, Texas.
This was in Baltimore, Maryland. So that's what I'm saying. So that was a convention center.
That was a convention.
That was a convention.
So I think now let me get back to it. I've been to a convention. I went to T.D. Jakes convention. I went to Ivy Hilliard's convention. I went to Bill Winston's convention. They have a thing where they raise money and they try to raise so much money. So now what I'm thinking is, now that I know that, he was trying to help them raise a certain amount of money, but that should have been clarified
to the goal for the convention.
To get to the goal for the convention. But that should have been clarified because somebody taping, they're gonna put it on social media, and if you don't clarify it, everybody don't get the story. All they hear is, we need $40,000, lock the doors.
Well,
so that's what happened.
So we wish him the best,
yeah.
and I'm sure I'm sure he'll rebound from this.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna take anybody out the church, but those of you that said that's why you don't go to church, please find a reason to go. I'm sure you will have a great experience.
Somebody said we should invite him to the show. You're right. We should invite him to the show. This is when you can get anybody on your show. When they under scrutiny, they want to talk to everybody they can.
Oh, exactly.
From
because they
TMZ to Oprah to the Real Talk podcast with Fly Guy and Simbo.
They need to vindicate themselves. So they definitely need to get in front of a microphone so that they can allow their voices to be heard and they can help people get an understanding of the intentionality behind the action.
You know what he should have did, Wanda, right after he said that? He should have said, the reason I'm asking y'all to get his money is because it's very simple. You never would have made it without God. You would have
All
lost
right.
it all.
So
But
speaking of
now
the
I see
person
we need
and
40.
Marvin Sapp, it's time for the person to person
Uh-oh.
letter.
Hey.
Now, hit us up once again at 708-223-8953 if you have an opinion about the Marvin Sapp situation, if you have an opinion about Jasmine Crockett, and if you gather an opinion when Simeon presents the Real Talk letter, because this is something to hear, then call at us 708-223-8953. We are here for you. Simbo, what is the person-to-person letter about tonight?
All right. So once again, welcome everybody watching live on Facebook, on YouTube, IntellectualRadio.com, on TikTok, and all the social media platforms. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you give those gifts over here, guys. We got 4 minutes to get 3 roses on TikTok. Give me those roses. We need those roses. Give us our roses while we can smell them. Okay. So here we go. We got one. Yes, we got a rose. We need 2 more roses in 4 minutes, please. 2 more roses, Fly Guy. We got one. So here we go. The Real Talk letter. I enjoy getting these letters because I get to read them, of course, before we read them on air. And when I read this one, I was like, should I make Fly Guy read this?
You read it.
All right, here we go. So, what's up, Real Talk? Your show is one of the best vibes with radio podcasts. It's very engaging and fueled with relevance. Thank you so much for that. I always look forward to the person-to-person segment. I have a situation I hope you decide to put in the Real Talk person-to-person lineup. Brothers, I'm frustrated. My weight has been uncontrollable. It's so uncontrollable that I'm borderline depressed. As men, we don't typically talk. Oh, this is a man. As men, we don't typically talk much about our health and the different struggles that we deal with daily. We consciously choose to suffer in silence. I have suffered silently and solo for too long. Brothers, my weight is a daily battle. I am morbidly obese and I don't know what to do. I have always had a passion for food, not realizing food is not my BFF. When I was younger, I didn't think much of my size. I was a wrestler athlete. The ladies referred to me as big sexy. I was often told I was cuddly. I must admit, I found those terms of affection flattering, but now I find women look the other way before they glance at me. Additionally, I feel unhealthy. That's key right there. My energy and self-esteem are low. My clothes don't compliment me much. I tried dieting. I joined Planet Fitness. I even started walking more. Nothing seems to work. I no longer enjoy going out for recreational socializing. I feel more like a misfit than a good fit. Real talk, help a brother out. How can I gain control to avoid gaining weight? Signed, weight gain gone wrong. Okay.
Well, I think it's a great letter because
I think
men
it's a
don't
good
talk
letter.
about health and
Oh,
they
I think it's a
should
good
talk
letter.
about health. And if the brother is overweight and he's feeling unhealthy, he says his self-esteem is low, his energy level is low. Women aren't looking at him. He's not getting dates. He's not feeling like he fits in. He feels like a misfit. That sounds like mentally and emotionally disturbance. I mean, I think we as men do need to do better about our health. It's not okay for anybody to be obese and overweight. I notice when I go to the store and I'm looking for a suit or I'm looking for, even if it's just a pair of jeans and something casual, everything is a 3X and a 4X.
Yeah.
You know, Fly Guy in it, that's way too big
Yeah,
for
you
me.
like a medium large.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I notice most things, the big and tall section is always stocked.
Yeah.
It's always stocked. So, we do have to do better for ourselves. But Simbo, I think this is an ideal letter for you, my brother, because you give motivational speeches every day. You give a daily motivational rap. You give that empowerment. I think Wanda might be able to come chime in, talk from a woman perspective. He said women won't glance at him. Women used to like Gerald Levert types.
Yeah.
They used to like Big Luther, not Lil Luther.
But but he said he's morbidly obese. Gerald Levert wasn't morbidly obese. He was a healthy dude, but he wasn't,
Well, no, I wouldn't say he was morbidly obese, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a 32 in the waist either.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you
So
like this, Big Sexy. Let me tell you like this, Big Sexy. Here we go.
now you gonna call the brother Big Sexy.
That's what they used to call him.
The women that saw him on
But
the
let me tell you,
wrestling team,
let me tell you why I
not
called him.
you.
Why did I call him Big Sexy though? I called him Big Sexy because that was something good. That was something he liked. That was something that made him feel good. Now, if you want to get back to Big Sexy, make sure you inbox me and I can help you. I can help you with your diet. I can help you with your exercise. But most importantly, I can be one of your life coaches and I can help you with the motivation that you need to bring you out of this funk. Because, first of all, sir, it starts with you first. It can't mean more to me than it does to you. I'm talking about your health, your life, your well-being. It has to mean a lot to you first. Stop looking at other people. Don't look to the left and the right. Look in the mirror. And when you decide that you want to make a difference for you, when you decide that you want to be better, when you decide that you want to go to the next level in your health, in your wealth, in your fitness, in your confidence, that's when it's going to happen. I wore a shirt today on my motivational video. It says confidence equals victory. When you get confidence, you'll have the victory to overcome that obesity. You'll have the victory and the confidence to overcome anything that's holding you back in your mental, because it is mental, Fly Guy. It's a mental thing when you get to a place, because I'm listening to your letter. I'm listening to how you looking at what people are saying or what you think people are saying about you. And then it's making you feel inferior and it's making you feel a certain kind of way. So now you have to change that thinking and you got to get back on track to the Big Sexy. Because when they was calling you Big Sexy, that means you was solid, you was wrestling, you was moving. That means that you was carrying that weight good. That's what you got to get back to.
Wanda.
I agree. I think confidence adds a lot to how you, when you feel good about yourself, then that exudes outwardly.
Yes.
So I do think sometimes getting physical, doing things
Mhm.
helps you get that confidence back. You had someone here on YouTube respond, go to the gym. Albert said, go to the gym.
And that's one of the things I said.
Right. He said he did say he joined Planet
Now,
Fitness.
he used to go to
So
Planet
he
Fitness.
said I joined as in, I mean, I don't know if he's going.
No,
He
but
said he
in
joined.
In the letter, he said
I joined Planet
look, he
Fitness.
said my clothes don't compliment me much. I tried dieting. I joined Planet Fitness. I even started walking more. Nothing seems to work. I no
Because when you
longer enjoy. No, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying he did join, but is he still going?
Right,
Is
exactly.
he
And
being
that's the point.
consistent?
And the fact that you join, there's some other things that you have to do with that. You know, you have to curtail your diet when your portion intake.
Yeah.
You know, if you snacking a lot, if you eating after 9, if you drink a lot of sugary products, you know, all of those things factor into that. So while you might be, you know, getting your weightlifting in, or you might be doing cardio at the gym, whether you're on a rowing machine, the treadmill, the cycle, whatever, you still have to the diet. This brother said he likes food.
Yeah, he did.
He said he's passionate about food. So if he's one of those brothers that's got chef techniques and he's cooking, then he's in, you know, accommodating his palate with the desires for food.
But now we need to teach him the correct foods to cook. Let's stay away
Right,
from a lot of
but
sodium.
the one thing
Stay
I
away from
did
the
not
fried
hear him say
foods.
is he had a nutritionalist.
No, he doesn't.
That's the one thing I did not hear that brother say.
Yep.
So that might help right there, that part.
And you can email us again. I'm telling you right now, I would love to help you. I would love to talk to you. My friend Susie said keto works, and I know it does. But I'm telling you right now, we would love to help you, brother. All you have to do is reach out and you have to be serious. You have to be committed and consistent if you want this to work. That's the only way it works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. I still look like I'm 35 years old and I'm 42. So, you know, what is that? It's health. But I watched so many people though, Wanda and Fly Guy. You know, my brother had a stroke. I had uncles and cousins, people that had strokes, and people that dealt with certain things because of diet, because of overweight, because of things like that. And I decided that I was going to do everything in my power to be a better example and show what it could look like or what you can feel like if you decided to turn the corner. And it's okay to have some fried chicken every now and again, but you can't eat fast food 2 to 3 times a day, 7 days a week.
You
I
cannot.
went and bought me some salmon today. I bought some spinach, some ground turkey. You know what I'm saying? Some whole wheat pasta. I got, I've been cooking. I've been putting it up.
Right.
I've been cooking and I put it up on my page. I love pizza. So what did I do? I went and got me some thin crust, wheat thin crust. I got some gluten-free toppings, got some spinach, got some jalapenos, and I got the good sauce, and I made my own pizza. I ate that pizza. It was like eating a regular meal. I wasn't overstuffed, not too much cheese, not too much gluten, not too much sodium, and I still got to eat what I wanted to eat.
And the last thing I'll say is try plant-based. Impossible meat is good. Plant-based, it gives the same satisfaction, but you don't get as full, and it works good, and it's healthy. So we wish you the best, Big Sexy. You go back and get that body that the women was taught cuddling you up, cuddling up under you with, and that wrestling, pulling wrestling shoes out, that wrestling uniform, and let that be your goal to fit back into that uniform.
Yes, Susie. And another thing too, Fly Guy, a low calorie diet. If you do a calorie deficit, meaning say like if you ate a burger today, Wanda, then you can't eat no more bad food. You can't go over your calorie. A burger gonna give you like 900 calories. You shouldn't go over 2,000 calories a day. So that means if you ate that burger, don't eat the fries. Eat the burger, don't eat the fries, and then or get you a turkey burger or Impossible Burger, right? Or a chicken sandwich, or get you some salmon. But you can still eat good food, but you have to do it in moderation. Everything is done in moderation. That will get you to your goals.
There you have it.
Everybody can't be as skinny as Fly Guy.
Symbol, Chicago reforms and rehabilitates 22-year-old Daryl Hess. Now, who is Daryl Hess?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Daryl Hess is the young man that was responsible for starting the teen takeovers.
Oh, really?
At a teen takeover one night, they tracked down the young man responsible for planning them. I was just thinking about doing some things to try and gather kids just to have fun, said now 22-year-old Daryl Hess. Hess ran a social media account with tens of thousands of followers. He would post a place and time for young people across the city to meet up. And to his surprise, the first post drew hundreds of thousands of likes and shares. So this young man was found in the crowd. The city of Chicago was out there. They were trying to dismiss the crowd and get control. And they found that he was the culprit. He was the one responsible for him. Now, this was a few years ago. Daryl Hess is now 22. So now, as of today, teen takeovers are back on the rise. There's one scheduled for April 12th, which is next weekend from 4 to 9.
Are you?
I'm not promoting it. No, but I'm telling people to be aware. I'm telling people to be careful and be aware.
Don't be outside.
If you're in this is supposed to take place in the High Park community on 51st and Lake Park on April 12th. So be careful. That's the point of me talking about this, not to promote it, but to tell you aware. To make you aware of how this started, who the culprit is, and how this became introduced, because a lot of times we don't know why kids are doing what they're doing. We're trying to make heads and tails of things, and it doesn't make sense to us. This is how this started. This young man thought that what he was doing was going to gather kids together to come for a fun activity. That they were going to get out in the street, they was going to have fun or whatever. But it easily and quickly became reckless.
But here's my thing this is my thing, Wanda, Fly Guy. Everybody watching, I know you guys will probably agree with this. Just like they're getting together to do this, they can be doing something positive.
Exactly.
You can be doing something positive, point. Young people. You can go out.
So from 4 to 9, instead of doing a teen takeover,
you can have a peace march.
From 4 to 9, instead of having a teen takeover, you could be at a bowling alley. You could be feeding the homeless under Lower Wacker Drive. It's a number of things that you could be doing. So I talked about how you're exhausting your energy, and now we're giving you the conversion of how you should exhaust your energy.
And it should show these young people, guys, that they have the power that we have when we come together. There's power in numbers. So use that power to make change. Use that power for a purpose. Use that power to change the narrative of the violence in our streets and what's going on in the city.
Exactly.
Use that power, and trust me, you will become more famous, and you can become more more credible doing something good, because now people are watching and they're like, oh, they came together, but they came together in peace. They're just, having a good time, or they're walking in unity, and just, these are things that you can do, so it can change the narrative and you can show the power of the young people.
And speaking of changing the narrative, Daryl Hess is now converted and has now been working with the city of Chicago to mentor and to distract this type of behavior. So now he's using his leadership skills in a positive format.
There you go.
That was the nature behind introducing Daryl Hess and the teen takeovers. Things that are meant for bad can easily turn into something good.
Yes.
It's all about what you want and what you expect to take away from it. But I think the city of Chicago needs National Guard. It's a lot going on in the city, and it's not getting any better. And we need to stop saying that kids need a youth center and a recreational playground. This demographic of a child, this demographic, they're not looking for a youth center. You can open another YMCA and see how many kids come out of that 1,000. See who's looking to play basketball. If they're out here carjacking, stealing Kias and Hondas and carjacking, robbing people, snatching chains on the red line, doing snatch and grabs down on North Michigan Avenue, and self-destructive. Think about it. Does that really sound like the type of child that's looking for a youth center? We need to stop saying that. Let's stop saying that. That's not the child that's looking for a youth center. If you're looking for trouble, you'll find it.
They're looking for a detention center.
Exactly. And they will soon find one. So that's what's going on with the teen takeover. So once again, be careful on April 12th. If you're out and about, if you see something, say something, but be very diligent. A lot of times our elders are out, and we just want people to be careful. Watch how you move. Simbo, what's going on? I heard 7 people were ejected.
Well, I want to talk
NBA
about sports.
game.
First, I'm going to give you a little downside to the sports. And after that, then I'm going to pump you up with this whole March Madness thing and how that's going.
7 people were ejected from an NBA game.
Yes. So
sound like the teen takeovers.
The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Detroit Pistons, they had a game the other night, and I was watching the game when this happened, and there was 7 people ejected after a brawl. And the tripped out part about it, it was a white boy in the mix getting down. You could tell he hang out with the brothers. You could tell. DiVincenzo, he hang out with the brothers. You could tell. Because anytime a white boy
Gary Owens.
Anytime a white boy get in the middle of the scuffle, they think they black. Because they ain't no white, but they running from the scuffle. They're like, oh, no, I'm going to sit on the bench while this goes down. But there was this. So here it goes. The Pistons versus the Timberwolves game turned into a fight night on Sunday, with both sides getting into a massive brawl that flooded into the stands, leading to a whooping. I'm sorry. People was getting whooped, leading to a whopping 7 ejections. Now, the chaos broke out in the second quarter when tensions were already high after Pistons big man Isaiah Stewart got teed up for bumping Wolves guard Dante DiVincenzo. Now, this brings me back to I don't know if you guys remember this, the big fight with the Detroit
Pistons have always been quote unquote the bad boys.
But they had that big member Ron Artest.
Yeah,
they had that huge fight. Oh my God! And I remember where I was at. I was in Orlando. I was in Orlando, Florida, with my godbrother TJ, and we were at the bar watching that game when that happened. But it's just one of those things where professional athletes, you got to remember, you are, whether you think you are or whether you want to be, your role models. A lot of kids are watching. People are watching, but a lot of kids are watching, and we have to learn how to maintain our composure during the game.
Do we understand what it means to be a role model?
I'm going back. I'm gonna get there. So you have to understand that you're being watched, right? And being a role model means that people look up to you, right? They look up to you and they want to be like you, right? That's what a role model is, right?
It could be.
I mean, well, part of what a role model is,
It could
right?
be.
You're
It
my.
that's I
If
think
I say
that's
you're my role model, Fly Guy, I'm saying I say that because I look up to you. I love the things you stand for, the way you carry yourself.
Mhm.
So I'm watching you,
It's admirable.
and I
I
want
get
to
it. It's
emulate you.
admirable.
But
I
as
get
a
it.
role model, my job is to be a good leader. My job is to carry myself in a manner that's respectable, that's uplifting, that's motivating, and that's a good example
Well, like
of where I come
anything, there
from.
are good role models and there are bad role
Yeah.
models. The drug dealer is seen as a role model because he got
Yeah.
fancy cars and a whole lot of money and a
Yeah.
lot of girls.
True.
So, it all depends
Mhm.
on what you want for you,
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so it's very unfortunate that a lot of athletes I don't believe seem to understand what
Mhm.
it means to be a role model,
Yeah.
because I've often heard people in the entertainment industry and professional athletes say, I don't want to be a
Yeah.
role model.
I
Well,
remember Charles Barkley said that.
it's not what you want, it's who you are. When you decided to embrace fame,
Mm-hmm.
when you decided to embrace success,
Mm-hmm.
you decided then
Yeah.
that you were going to be a role model.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be unsuccessful, and if you don't want the fame and fortune that's attached to your name, which
Mm-hmm.
made it a brand,
Yep.
then you can choose to extract that.
Yep.
But until you do that, you are always going to be a role model,
Mhm.
because somebody somewhere is always going to be looking up
Facts.
to you.
Facts. And then another thing, let's talk about some good in sports. Let's talk about the fact that Deion Sanders just got a 5-year, 54 million. No, yeah, a 5-year, $54 million contract with Colorado.
Congratulations.
Okay, let's talk about the fact that my girl Dawn Staley is going to another Final Four. So we got the girls' Final Four. We have Texas playing South Carolina. This is going to be a barn burner because Texas beat South Carolina during the year. So it's going to be some edgy. It's going to be some get back. Then
Maybe they'll have a brawl.
Then we
Girl fight.
Then we got UConn. My girl Paige Paige Buckets will be playing UCLA. And I want to give a big shout out to Juju Watkins. You know, she got hurt last week and she had a knee injury. So speedy recovery to you. Shout out to my girl Thea Camara. Thea, good to see you. I love you. And all you guys watching, love you guys. Keita Marie, thank you guys. But watch March Madness. The girls have been putting on a show. It's been super dope. My girl Malaysia, Aaliyah Edwards, all the people over at South Carolina, keep doing your things. Go Gamecocks. I will have my Gamecocks, my Don Staley shirt on because I support them. And yeah, and the boys, we have Duke, we have Houston, we have Alabama, and we have Auburn. This is going to be, and we all number one seeds. So we got all number one seeds. There are no Cinderellas this year. No Cinderellas. With the boys, we got 4 number ones. With the girls, we got 3 number ones and 1 number 2. So it's going to be a good weekend for March Madness in the Final Four. Looking forward to it. And in the NBA, I got to go see my boy LeBron play last week.
Cool.
I got to go see LeBron James play. Everybody know I'm a LeBron James fan. I'm a Bulls fan. The Bulls won at the last second
I saw
with
that.
a half-court shot. Amazing.
That was
But
good.
I got to give a shout out to my boy, the Bulls, the boys, the Bulls for winning. I got to give a shout out to my man, LeBron James and LeBronny James for coming to Chicago and lighting it up. But it's one of those things where continue to follow. We got a lot of sports teams. We got the NFL draft coming up. We got the WNBA coming up. It's a lot of exciting things coming up in sports. Stay tuned, and we're gonna start bringing you a little more sports. I'm gonna give you some more things that you can chew on. If you don't follow sports, I will give you the inside track so you know what's going on. So Final Four this weekend, men's and women's. We got UConn, Texas, UCLA, South Carolina for the girls. We got Duke, we got Houston, we got Alabama, and we have Auburn for the boys. It's going down. Get in tune.
Chew the Fat with Simbo and Sports. Simbo, what's your motivation for him as we close out, brother?
Oh, my motivation today. I got a question for everybody watching. Wanda, I got a question for you. Fly Guy, I got a question for you. What are you waiting for? And what do I mean? What are you waiting for to walk in your purpose, to start that business, to start that podcast, to start writing that book? What are you waiting for? The only thing stopping you is you. You have to understand and know that when it's something that's on the inside of you, when you're given a dream, when you're given a purpose, you're given a gift, stop letting people detour you from walking in that because they didn't say what you wanted to say. It's not their dream. It's not their purpose. It's yours. So if they don't understand it, it's not for them to understand why. Because it's whose, Fly Guy? It's yours. So
exactly.
Stop waiting. Go get it. Be symbolic, simply your best, and I promise you're going to get in tune. Make sure you tune into the Real Talk Podcast. Check out all my motivation on Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to keep motivating and encouraging people to simply be their best. Fly Guy, take us out.
Hey, it's a lot going on in the world, but do know that you are the empowerment behind your movement and how you move in this world. You have a voice in this world. Use it. Be critical, be thoughtful, be profound, and be provoked by your own self-motivation.
And do me a favor, people.
Keep your head up. I say that every week because that's real.
Yes.
Never walk with your head down. Keep your head up to the sky. Shoot for the moon because you might land amongst the stars.
And
I'm
walk
Fly
in love.
Guy. That's peace and blessings for you.
Walk in love, people. Show somebody some kindness. Be nice, okay? It'll go a long way. We need some love in this world, all right? We'll see you next time. IntellectualRadio.com, iHeartRadio. This is the Real Talk Podcast with the Fly Guy and Mr. Chicago Simbo. Make sure you guys get in tune, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Peace.
God bless.
Waiting on somebody to get on your level. Waiting on that one that could just switch up the flow.
What's up to everybody out
Party
there?
every weekend, but still like to smoke out. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am.
People know what's going
Here
on.
I am.
We are here and we are going
Sorry,
to
I was late,
keep
but
encouraging,
damn, oh,
inspiring,
here I am.
and educating you to
Here
simply
I
be
am.
yourself.
Here I am.
They're watching my movie. What up? What are you watching? Oh, y'all YouTube. Congratulations.
Get in, Sam.
1K viewers again.